You guys have recently seen me do a Greek-style meal prep, a Lebanese-style meal prep, and now, by popular vote, I'm going to be bringing you a Hawaiian-style meal prep that you guys asked for, and I'm just super excited to be able to veganize some of these epic recipes for you guys. I got 4 of them for you. They are sweet, tangy, saucy, spicy. We're gonna be doing a Hawaiian macaroni salad, a saucy Hawaiian barbecue-style chicken, a spicy garlicky tempeh, as well as a pineapple Hawaiian fried rice that will literally knock your socks off. You'll be in flip-flops for the rest of the month, I'm promising you. As per usual with my meal prep videos, I'm gonna have a shopping list for you guys so you know all the ingredients you'll need to get ahead of time, plus a handy-dandy order of prep so that you guys can get through this meal prep as efficiently as possible. So if that excites you like it does me, sit back, hang loose, and let's just get right into this Hawaiian meal prep. We are gonna be making a Hawaiian fried rice, but not just any Hawaiian fried rice. It's actually a fried rice casserole. And I know you might be thinking, why, Janelle? Why? Why make it a fried rice casserole and not just good old fried rice that you fry? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. If you don't have day-old fried rice, which is the way to make fried rice, then you're kind of hooped. So this recipe, you can just take some good old dried rice out of your cupboard and get crack-a-lackin'. All you need is a casserole dish, a few simple ingredients that you likely already have in your house, plus some kind of tropical-ish ingredients, and you can pop a casserole in the oven, and 40 minutes later, you've got fried rice. So we're gonna start by mixing up directly in the casserole dish our liquid ingredients. We're gonna start with 2 cups of vegetable broth. If you don't have veggie broth, that's fine, water works here too. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, or if you're gluten-free, you can use tamari. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of mirin, which is like a sweet, kind of fermented liquid sweetener, and it is delish. And then lastly, for the liquids, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Give it all a good whisk so that the garlic powder dissolves for the most part and the oil is evenly dispersed. Next, we'll add 1.5 cups of jasmine rice or white basmati rice, but first make sure you rinse it. In goes the rice. 1 cup of frozen peas. 1 can of diced pineapple. If you can get the pineapple in smaller chunks, that is ideal. Mine's a little bit large, but that's fine. About 3/4 teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice, a few grinds of black pepper, and lastly, an entire batch of tofu scramble. This is 1 block of extra firm tofu. So we're getting some good plant-based protein in here. And now just give everything a really good mix to combine. We want everything to be evenly dispersed. Press everything down so that everything's kind of level and sort of a little bit submerged under the liquids. Kind of as best as you can. This is good enough. Then we're just gonna cover that with some foil. I am reusing my foil because I try to do that as often as I can to reduce waste. Give it a nice tight seal, and now we can go ahead and pop this in the oven to bake for 40 minutes. Bye-bye. That was a lot of hard work. Just kidding, that was so easy. Okay, moving right along. That was a weird movement, like a worm, whatever. Moving right along to recipe. Okay, moving right along to recipe number 2. We're making crispy Hawaiian garlicky tempeh. It is chef's kiss, so good. So you're gonna need 2 blocks of tempeh. This is gonna be roughly about a pound of tempeh, I would say, 250 grams times 2. That's just about 1.5 pounds-ish or so. I think I can do math. I could be wrong. We're gonna chop them up. We're gonna chop up a very large jalapeno and put them in the same bowl as the tempeh. Now, if you are sensitive to heat, you can definitely omit the jalapenos, or if you like a little bit of heat, you can just cut out all the membrane and the seeds inside, so that will kind of reduce the spicy factor. Give everything a good drizzle of about 1 tablespoon of olive oil or any other neutral flavored oil, plus a nice little pinch of salt. Give that all a nice little tossy, McTossy, perfect. Now get your air fryer going at 425 Fahrenheit, and if you have like a toaster oven, air fryer like I do, you can grab the basket, toss the tempeh and the jalapenos in the basket, give it a little shake, Then we're gonna pop these bad boys in the air fryer, get them real nice and crispy for about 25 minutes or so. Don't burn them, just until they're nice and golden brown around the edges and have a nice crispy crunch. Okay, so while the tempeh and the jalapenos are doing their thing in the air fryer, sorry for the background noise, we are going to hop over to the stove. We're gonna whip up our super sweet and delicious garlicky sauce. Yay! So grab yourself a little saucepan just like this here. Don't put the heat on yet, we'll do that soon. We're just gonna start by adding in all the ingredients directly to the saucepan. So we've got half a cup of soy sauce. We're gonna measure out another half cup of pineapple juice. This is just leftover from the can of pineapple from the first recipe. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Next, we're gonna take 4 cloves of garlic, and you can either mince them up or you can just microplane them into the saucepan. I just want like a finer mince on these, so I'm just gonna do it with my microplaner. Brilliant. Half a teaspoon of ground ginger and a nice little pinch of red chili flakes. That's optional if you don't want spice, but I do. Now give everything a good little whiskey, not the kind you drink. Until all of the spices have been dissolved and everything is well combined. Now you can bring the heat on, turn the heat on, I don't know where my grammar is, and let everything come up to like a little boil until it's nice and steamy, like so. Now you can bring it down to just a simmer, and we're gonna whip up a really quick cornstarch slurry of just a 1/4 cup of cold water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Whisk that all together until it is well combined and the starch is dissolved, and we're just gonna pour that directly into the sauce. And we're going to start stirring it on low heat until it is a nice thick sauce like you see here. You can pretty much turn the heat off right away. And if you find that it's a little bit too thick, you can thin it out a little bit, either with some pineapple juice or with some more water or veggie broth. Also, the tempeh is done now too. As you can see, it's really nice and crispy. It's gotten super nice and browned. It's got a nice, I don't know if you can hear that. It's very, very crispy. So we're just gonna toss that directly into the sauce. Try not to make a giant mess. Don't forget the jalapenos. And we're just going to stir the tempeh into our super nummy, garlicky pineapple sauce. Oh my gosh, the smells so good. So nice and thick and sticky. Very saucy, very steamy, very, very sexy. That's it, kids. She's done. She's a beaut. Also, our pineapple fried rice is finished now too. We are just banging these recipes out left, right, and center. The rice I haven't fluffed up yet, but you can see like how nicely that cooked together. It's really fluffy and it smells so darn good. It's nice and kind of crispy, little bit golden around the edges. Savory, salty, pineapple-y, good texture. It's like everything a fried rice should be. And the peas always add just that teeny tiny bit of like sweetness, you know, like sweet peas. So good. Now, I can't try the fried rice and not try this scrumptious smelling tempeh, although it's like absolutely screaming hot, so it might burn my taste buds off, but that's fine. Oh my god, you guys. That is without a doubt, I think, some of the best tempeh I've ever had. Sometimes tempeh can be kind of boring, a little bit too funky tasting for some people, which I totally get. But man, there's no funk. There's only like good funk here, like the spicy, tropical kind of funk that you want in your life. Oh, this is a must make. Hallelujah. Alrighty, moving right along to our sheet pan Hawaiian barbecue chicken, and the chicken is going to be made with these lovely soy curls here. If you've never seen or heard of soy curls before, you are in for a treat. They're super high protein, made from the whole soybean, and they're delicious little protein strips that you can make taste like anything. So today we're turning them into chicken. So as always with soy curls, you gotta rehydrate them before you can use them. So they're kind of like these hard, crispy little bits beforehand, and then you just pour some hot water over them until they're totally submerged. Cover them with a plate and let them soak up all the water for about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so while the soy curls are soaking, we are just going to get a head start on our vegetable prep. We're gonna use half a green bell pepper, half a red bell pepper, and a nice little yellow onion. We're just gonna chop them into nice big pieces and set them aside for a few minutes. And now you can transfer all these veggies to a big old sheet pan. And then we can set this aside while we prepare our soy curls to go in the air fryer. Okay, so the soy curls are rehydrated. As you can see, I squeezed out all the extra liquid, drained it out, and now we're just left with these beautiful, plump little protein strips that are ready to be seasoned. So let's do that. Okay, so we have a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. So we're just gonna pour that over the soy curls, followed by 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Beauteous. So now we're just going to grab our air fryer basket that I just lined with some foil, and I give it a quick little spritz of cooking oil so they don't stick. We're just gonna add them all here, spread them into as even of a layer as you can. And we're just gonna pop these in the air fryer for about 10 minutes at 425 Fahrenheit to partially cook them. We don't wanna get them super crispy right now because they are eventually gonna be baking in the oven with the rest of our veggies and the sauce we're gonna be making shortly. So we just want them about half cooked. Okay, soy curls are in the oven, check. We're gonna take this party over to the stove and we're going to whip up a delicious, scrumdiddlyumptious, very sweet and pineapple-y barbecue sauce that we're going to use to flavor this whole situation. So grab yourself a little frying pan, saute pan, whatever you call it, and we're going to grab our can of pineapple. I've just got pineapple chunks here. Tidbits would be okay, but for this recipe, I think the bigger chunks would be ideal. We're going to crack it open. We're actually just gonna drain off all the liquid directly into the pan because this is gonna make up a big portion of our barbecue sauce. Nice. And now we can actually take all of the pineapple, put it on the sheet pan with our bell peppers and onion. Boing. Next up, we have a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. You could also use brown sugar if that's all you have. Followed by a 1/3 cup of lemon juice, which is about the juice of 1½ lemons. We're gonna take a whole little can of tomato paste. We're gonna plop all of it in. Don't be shy. 1 tablespoon of molasses. It's a fun word to say, molasses. Lastly, we're gonna add 1 whole whopping tablespoon of liquid smoke. Now that is a lot, but you know, it's barbecue sauce, so you want it to taste smoky. Oh my God, it smells like my kitchen's on fire. Okay, now we're just going to whisk this all up. You can now turn the heat on to like medium-high while we're whisking all the ingredients together. Very thick, very beautiful, very demure, very, very mindful. We're just gonna let that continue to get nice and steamy hot for about 5 minutes. Let it get a little bit bubbly and darken in color for about 5 minutes. Greetings from 5 minutes in the future. So our sauce has been saucing it up just over yonder, and it's looking pretty good. It's very steamy, very bubbly, very sumptuous, if I might say. And after doing a little taste test, that is a tropical tasting barbecue sauce if I ever tasted one. Now, last step for this barbecue sauce, we're just gonna make a quick cornstarch slurry with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and about a 1/4 cup of water. Give it a little whiskey, and then we're just gonna pour that right into the sauce and start mixing it up right away. You can turn the heat off because this is gonna start thickening up immediately. Our soy curls just came out of the air fryer. They're about half cooked, which is exactly how I wanted them to be. And then I also divided up all of our veggies and pineapple onto 2 sheet pans because I just didn't think I'd be able to fit all of this plus our soy curls in 1 sheet pan. So now we could just start offloading the soy curls with the veggies just on the sheet pans here. Divide them semi-equally, I suppose. Give them a quick little tossy. And now we can take some of our barbecue sauce and we're gonna just pour it directly over the good stuff here. Mix it all in, make sure all the veggies and each soy curl has been coated in the sauce. Just take a few seconds to do that. And after all that's done, it should look something like this. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so colorful. I cannot wait to eat this once it's finished cooking. Speaking of which, let's pop it in the oven. Okay, so we've got our sheet pan Hawaiian barbecue soy curls in the oven. We're gonna move on to our last recipe in this meal prep while that's all cooking, and that is none other than a traditional Hawaiian macaroni salad. Now, to make an authentic Hawaiian macaroni salad, you need to have carrot, celery, onion, and a very tangy, creamy, mayo-based dressing. Now that all sounds amazing in my books, except I kind of want to lighten up the macaroni salad just a little bit by swapping out half of the mayo in this recipe for some homemade plant-based mayo made from silken tofu. It's gonna cut the calories down a lot and also just kind of help to lighten up the salad to not feel so heavy. So first up, you're gonna wanna grab 1 block of silken tofu. About 12 ounces is what we're going to need for this recipe. And we're just gonna plunk this either into a bullet blender or a high-speed blender, or if you have a little immersion blender like I do, with the little cup that comes with it, that is what you can use. Then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon each of lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, plus 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, half a teaspoon of maple syrup, 1/8 of a teaspoon of sea salt, plus 1/8 of a teaspoon of kala namak or black salt. And now just blend it up. You know what? That's actually pretty darn good. Like pretty darn close to mayo, if you ask me. Beautiful, we have our plant-based tofu mayo done. Now I should have had my water boiling to make my macaroni noodles, but I did not. So now I'm doing that. That is the next step. Get some macaroni noodles a-cookin'. And while that's happening, we're gonna prep our last ingredients for this mac salad. Righto, so we have some fine vegetables here to prepare. Small onion, we're gonna be grating up on the small side of a box grater, about 1/4 cup of onion. This is gonna go directly into our creamy sauce. It's gonna infuse some lovely oniony flavor. We've got a hefty stalk of celery that we're going to finely dice up for some nice crunchy texture. And then lastly, we're gonna grate up a few carrots. Isn't that great? Sorry. Then once your macaroni noodles have cooked and then you've rinsed them in cold water and drained them all out, you can add the noodles right into a big bowl and then add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Give it a little toss, and we're just going to basically let the vinegar soak into the noodles while we finish making the sauce. This is just a nice little extra step that you can do to just add extra tang and flavor to this mac salad. Yum, yum. And now to finish the dressing, we are gonna add 1 1/4 cup of plant-based vegan mayo, like store-bought kind. The one with all the fun calories. Woohoo! That's fine, calories are fine. Nothing against calories, you guys. Don't get me wrong. I love calories, but you know, everything in somewhat moderation. And then our 1 1/4 cups of our silken tofu mayo that we just made a little while ago. We got some nifty spices, salt and pepper, a little pinch of turmeric for color, some smoked paprika, and garlic powder. And then lastly, for a little bit of added sweetness, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of a granulated sweetener. It could be sugar. I'm using a blend of monk fruit and erythritol. And now we just mix that all together. Obligatory taste test. That's good. Okay, people, the train has almost arrived. Now we can just pour in that delicious, creamy, tangy sauce into the noodles and give her a good tossy. Oh, baby, I think this is a monster of delicious, tasty, creamy proportions. Oh, I can safely say this is the creamiest, thickest mac salad I've ever made. Whoa. Garnish it with some green onion for color and, you know, flavor, and whew, heavens to Betsy, you've got yourself a real winner. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to try this. Goodness gracious, great mouthfuls of macaroni, you guys. The Hawaiians are onto something, you know, they really know what's going on, and I can see why this kind of macaroni salad is just like a staple. So yeah, highly recommend. It is so flippin' creamy. Honestly, I can't even tell that I added silken tofu mayo. Mayo. It's still like insanely creamy. Okay, now people, we cannot forget to taste test the sheet pan Hawaiian barbecue soy curls. The time has come. Smells sweet and tangy and barbecue-ish. Damn. Well guys, I have to say I am overall speechless and shook by how delicious this Hawaiian meal prep turned out today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. What are you waiting for? And if you like these meal prep videos, make sure that you check out my other ones here that I've posted recently. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.